Hello, I'm Georgia Churchill, the storyteller, telling the old stories that used to be told a long time ago. Today, it's a Japanese story, Momotaro. Let's see, I don't think there's anything I need to tell you before I get started. Oh, maybe I could tell you what a war fan is. Do you all know the little Japanese paper fans that you can flick open and then you can flick them shut and they become like a little flat sort of thing? Well, a Japanese war fan was made out of iron, and you could click it open, and here'd be these big pieces of iron that had been sharpened on the edges, and they could be used to slice your enemies in half or cut off heads. I think they were really formidable weapons. So that's in this story. I don't think there's anything else. Once upon a time, a long time ago in old Japan, there was an old couple. They had never had children. Every day the old man would take his sickle or his scythe and walk up into the mountains where he would cut grass. He'd bring a whole big bundle of grass back home on his back, and he would sell some of it to people who wanted to use it to thatch their roofs. Some people used it to weave into mats. Some people fed it to their animals, and he kept some for his own use. One day, it was like the first day of spring, the first sunny day when the weather was mild and pleasant. And the old woman said, "I'm going to walk with you today as far as the river. I think I'll wash clothes." So she got her basket that she carried on her back full of dirty clothes, and together they left their home. When they came to the river, they parted. He went on up into the mountains, and she went to this big flat rock where she liked to wash clothes. She dumped all her dirty clothes out on the rock, and then she'd get an article of clothing all wet and soaked and pound it on the rock to get the dirt loose, and then swish it in the river to get it all clean, and then wring it out and set it beside her. And she had almost finished all of the clothes when she looked at the river, and there was a peach floating down the river. It was so early in the season, but this peach looked perfect. It was that orangey, pinky, yellowy color that ripe peaches are. Oh, wouldn't my old man love a peach for supper? But it was too far away. She couldn't reach it, and there was no stick beside her. And if she'd get up to get a stick, then the peach would have gone all the way down. So she decided to use a little song from her childhood, supposed to be magic. Leave the bitter water and float over here to the sweet. And do you know, that peach came bobbing across the river and bumped gently up against the rock where she was. Oh, she picked it out. Oh, it's perfect. My old man will be so pleased. She put all of her wrung out clothes back into the basket, put the basket on her back, picked up the peach, and started home. But as she was walking home, the peach grew larger and larger and larger. It kept on growing bigger and bigger until her arms were full of a great big peach. She kicked the gate open into their yard and walked in, kicked off her shoes, walked barefooted into the house, and laid this enormous peach on the low black lacquered table in their room. Oh, my old man will be so pleased with this peach. I can hardly wait till he comes home. And then she remembered that she had a lot of wet clothes in her basket, and so she took them out and shook them out and laid them over bushes to dry, but she'd keep running in the house to look at the peach. And then she'd shake out some more wet clothing and lay them out on bushes to dry, and until that was all done. And then she started looking for the old man, running to the gate and looking down the road. And then she'd run back inside, look at the peach. And then she'd look out the gate again, and finally she saw him coming back. He was bent almost double. He had such a great load of grass on his back. She opened the gate for him. "Ooh, I have a surprise for you." "Well, that's nice," he said. He put the grass down and where he always kept that kind of stuff. And then he sat down on the steps. She brought him a pan to wash his feet off before he went into the house. "Just wait until you see what I've got you." "Yeah, well, what is it?" It's a peach." "A peach? That's awfully early in the season." "I know, but it's perfectly ripe." "Oh, my goodness. It must have been terribly expensive." "No, no, it was free. It came floating down the river. I called it over with that little clapping song from our childhood. Come in and look." When he walked into the house and saw that great, big, goldeny, orangey, pinky, reddy peach lying there on the table, he said, "Wow, what a wonderful peach. Quick, let's get a knife and cut it open and eat it." But before they could do that, the peach just split itself open. And there, where the pit would have been, was a little tiny Japanese baby. Ooh, he had a little round tummy with a belly button. He had that soft, tawny kind of skin, and his eyes were perfectly slanted and black and sparkly, and his hair was all black and thick, and he had little tiny fingers and little tiny toes. And he sat up there where the pit would have been, and he spoke. "I am your old age child. The gods have seen that you have no children to take care of you when you get old, and so they have sent me." Well, they named him Momotaro, son of Peach. As Momotaro grew older, he just was the most perfect child. He never got in fights with other children, and they all loved him. And when he went to school, he did all of his lessons, and he did well, and still all the children loved him. And by the time he was a young man, well, they thought that he looked just the way a Japanese hero should look. One day Momotaro came to his father. He said, "Father, I want to thank you for giving me such a good home. It's so comfortable and it's so pretty, and you've given me such a good mother, and she cooks such good food. I just want to thank you for everything." And the father said, "Wait, what are you doing thanking me? You know, a father takes care of his son. And then when the father gets too old, the son takes care of the father. That's the way it goes. There's no reason for thanks on either side. When you thank me like that, it makes me think you're feeling of leaving." "Well, Father, I would like to leave." There, you see, I knew it. You're thinking of leaving me." No, Father, I don't want to leave you forever. I just want to leave for a short time because, Father, in the Western Sea of Japan, there is a big black island with a castle on it full of demons, and the demons come to Japan and they rob and they burn and they kill. And Father, they take Japanese people back to their castle, and Father, they eat those people, and I want to go destroy those demons." Of course, I should have known. "Momotaro, your mother and I will fix you up a sack of rice cakes, and you are welcome to go destroy those demons." And that's just what happened. Momotaro took his sack of rice cakes and started traveling. At first, he passed a large golden field of grain. At the far edge of the field there was a tree, and Momotaro sat down under the shade to eat a rice cake. But out of the field came a great big dog. He was the size of a pony. He was walking stiff-legged. His tail was sticking straight out stiff. His lip was curled up above his teeth. He was growling. "You walked past my field and you didn't even ask my permission. Do you know who I am? I'm Momotaro." Oh, 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 Momotaro. The dog got down on his stomach. I didn't realize it was you. Oh, I'm so sorry, Momotaro. Oh, Momotaro, I want to go hunt demons with you. And would you give me one of your rice cakes? Momotaro told the dog that they were very fine rice cakes, but the dog could have half a one. And he said the dog could go hunting demons with him. So they continued their journey together. After a bit, they approached a forest. From one of the trees, a monkey jumped down into the middle of the road. The dog walked up to that monkey, stiff-legged, his lip curled above his teeth. Get out of the way, monkey. Momotaro, Momotaro, I want to go hunt demons with you. Oh, Momotaro, you wouldn't let a monkey hunt demons with us, would you? Well, who asked you, dog? Monkey? You want to hunt demons with us? Yes, Momotaro, yes, yes. Well, come ahead then. So Momotaro kept walking down the road with the monkey and the dog walking behind him. But the monkey and the dog were so rude to each other. The monkey said,
Your nose looks like a great big piece of monkey poop.
The dog said, I'll eat you up and then you'll be a big piece of dog poop. Oh, Momotaro said, Stop, stop! I can't stand listening to you. Here, monkey, you take the flag and you walk in front. Dog, you take the sword and walk behind him, and I'll carry the war fan. And so that's the way they continued walking. By and by, they came to another field of grain, and out flew a large bird. The dog walked up to the bird, saying, Get out of the way, bird. But the bird just flew up into the air, came back down, and with his talons scratched the dog's nose terribly. Momotaro said, Hey, bird, you're slowing us down. We need to go hunt demons. Oh, you must be Momotaro. Momotaro, I want to hunt demons with you. Oh, Momotaro, you wouldn't let a pheasant hunt demons with us, would you? You really want to hunt demons with us, pheasant? Oh, yes, yes, Momotaro. That's why I'm here. Well, come along then. Well, the dog, the pheasant, and the monkey walked behind Momotaro, and if we thought the dog and the monkey were rude together, oh my goodness, the three of them were absolutely horrible till Momotaro whirled around and said, Stop! If you fight together, the demons will destroy us. The only way we can win against the demons is if we think with one mind. If you can't learn to think with one mind together, then you will have to stay behind and I'll be better off by myself. And so the three animals walked behind Momotaro, talking nicely together, getting to know one another, finding out each other's strengths and weaknesses. And by the time they came to the shore of the Western Sea of Japan, they were thinking with one mind. But they had never seen an ocean before. Oh, the size of it frightened them. Momotaro could look at them and see that they were frightened. He thought to himself, if I talk to them like they're poor little babies, they'll get even more afraid. I'd better talk tough. Well, anyone who's afraid of the ocean can't come with me. I can only take brave people to hunt demons with me. Oh, we'll be brave, Momotaro. We'll be brave, yes, we'll be brave, Momotaro. And when they said they would be brave, well, they were. So Momotaro got a small wooden ship, loaded provisions on it, and the four of them got on the ship, and then a wind came off of Japan, filled the ship's sails, and pushed it across the Sea of Japan. It was so easy, Momotaro would have gotten bored, except the animals running around on the deck and chasing each other up and down masts and being so silly that Momotaro laughed and enjoyed himself. And then, one day when the pheasant was up high, he said, "Ooh, I see a black speck out there in the water." They all ran to the side of the ship and looked, and sure enough, there was a big black speck out there. And the closer and closer they got it, the more they were able to see that it was a huge black rock just sticking right up from the ocean. And on top of that huge black rock was a black stone castle, the home of the demons. But as Momotaro sailed around that big black rock, he could find no place to anchor. "Pheasant, will you go distract the demons while I figure out how to get us onto this island?"
Oh, that's why I came, Momotaro.
And off flew the pheasant. He flew to the roof of the demon's castle and started screeching,
"You demons better surrender. You better break your horns and kneel down in front of us because we're going to destroy you."
Inside the castle, the demons were saying,
"Who's this that's threatening to destroy us?"
They got their big, long, black iron rods, ran outside, and were trying to knock the pheasant off of the roof of their castle. But the pheasant flew up into the air and then came dive-bombing down and scratched a demon's face. And then he'd go up again and come back down and scratch a demon's neck. And he was doing that so fast over and over again that the demons thought there were 12 pheasants instead of one. Meanwhile, Momotaro saw that a narrow path had been chiseled into the black rock. And so he got the ship as close to the rock as he could there, threw an anchor out on either end of the ship. The monkey jumped out and helped steady the dog when he leaped out, and then Momotaro came out, and they walked up that narrow stone path till they came to a flat sort of place where there was a stream. 3 Japanese maidens were bent over the stream, washing bloody clothes and weeping. "What is the matter?" said Momotaro. "Oh," they said, "the demons are eating the people, and they sent us to wash the clothes. And when we are through washing these bloody clothes, then the demons will eat us." "Well, that's why I came," said Momotaro. "But I don't know how to get into the demon's castle. Do you know where there's a back way?" Well, the 3 maidens did. Momotaro, the dog, and the monkey went all the way through the demon's dark castle until they came to the front door, and they burst the door open. There was a pheasant scratching demons, and the monkey ran out, and with the sharp end of the flagpole, he was ramming into demon bellies and poking demon legs. The dog ran out with a sword. He was slashing demons' legs off and hacking off heads. Momotaro went out with his war fan. He was cutting demons in half and beheading them, and they were shoving demon bodies and demon heads off of the great black rock until there was demon blood splashed all over the place, but there was only the demon king left. He came to kneel before Momotaro, broke off his horns, and said, "I'm afraid of you. I surrender. I'm afraid of you." "Well, you should be," said Momotaro. "I'm going to take you to the Japanese emperor. Pheasant, will you tie up the demon king here and put him on board the ship?" Then the monkey went through the demon's castle and freed all the Japanese people that were being held prisoner. The dog and Momotaro went sniffing around till they found the demon's treasure. Everybody helped carry the treasure back to the ship. And then, once everyone was on board, A wind came off the western Japanese sea and blew that ship right back to Japan. All the people went home. Momotaro took the demon king and the treasure to the emperor. He took the treasure because that's what you had to do with emperors back in those days. And then Momotaro went home to his mother and father, and he was their old age child. Thank you for watching.